Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Please do me a favor as we're getting started. I want you to invite and share and bring in as many people as possible. Uh, it's going to be an excellent conversation. Um, we're going to have an amazing time. Let me know what city, what country you're joining in from. What city and what country are you guys joining in from? And do me a favor as you get into the broadcast, I want you to share and then inviting people to be part of our conversation today. We're having an amazing conversation today. Uh, you know, so what city, what country? Please drop out your comments. If you're watching us from YouTube, if you're joining in from Facebook, please feel free to just type out your comment and like our page. Don't forget to like our page and share. Talk Lounge Zambia, we're growing the brand. We want to have positive conversations to be able to change the mindset of our people, to change the mindset of Zambians, and Africans at large. So we're excited. So you are part of the movement. You are part of what we are building. We are part of what we're doing. So I want you to share. I want you to invite in people. I like to say, you know what time it is when I say let's make wisdom sexy. We need to make sure we have healthy conversations. We need to make sure we have the necessary conversation, the conversation that transforms our lives and the lives of the Zambians. So, what city, what country are you joining in from? What city, what country are you joining in from? You know, um, Let me know what city, what country you are joining in from, and please type out your comments. Leave out your comments there. Type out your comment and leave out your comments. I want to know what city, what country you're joining in. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know as I wait for my team to join in. Um, what city are you guys coming in from? Hey, what's happening, Sanders? Good to have you, bro.
Hey, bro, it's good to see you, man. How you doing?
Great. How's Livingstone?
It's hot, man. It's hot.
I can imagine.
Man, and we entering October, so it is not. It's brutal, bro. But
It's gonna be heavy, heavy, heavy hot. But you got the falls, so you can walk to the falls and just swim.
I wish, man. I mean, the water levels are going down, so
That's
uh,
not good. That's not good news.
yeah. Well, it happens every season, so it kind of lowers down, and then yeah. But otherwise, it's hot. But it's all good. We've been surviving all these years.
Wow, wow, wow. But how's been your week? How's everything going?
Week has been busy running. Today, kind of spent a little bit of time trying to just rest and try not do much.
That's a
But
miracle. You were resting. That's a miracle.
it's inevitable sometimes. But yeah, but it's hot, man. I mean, I try to nap at night, in the afternoon. But yeah, otherwise, how you doing?
No, I'm doing well. It's been a busy day, like always. I just got in just in time for the broadcast, just to be here. So it's a good one. It's a good one. Hey everybody, do me a favor. We have Mwila all the way from Ndola. Please share the broadcast, Mwila. What's happening? Good to have you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for
Have
being
you?
part of our conversation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Share, Martha in LSK. What's happening, Martha? Good to have you. Um, Good to have Martha. Welcome. How's it going, guys? How's it going?
Good to see you guys, Mr.
Good to have you
Kahande.
guys joining. Please
That's
share.
awesome.
Please share and inviting people. I think there's a bit of feedback on your end, bro.
Really?
Yeah. Are you using? Where are your headsets? Pastor Chris, welcome.
Coach, how has been your day?
My day has been busy. I don't know about you.
Great, great, great. I can understand because of the link has been sent a little bit late.
Yes, yes.
So I said, I think Coach must have just waken up. Oh, I have the 20 hours program.
Yes, I think I was
Yeah.
I was I was stepping into the space, almost time for the show. I think there's a bit of echo, and then you may need to do your camera down so that we can see you in full.
I've been struggling with my camera, the positioning of my camera. I've been struggling with it.
There's a bit of
When I do something, it's showing my PC, so I need to push a little bit.
okay. No, that's fine. That's okay. That's all right.
This is okay?
Yeah, I think we can. And then there's a bit of an echo at the background. There's a bit of echo. Miss Chumba, what's happening? Good to see you. We can't see you.
Okay.
Good to see you too. I'll turn on the camera shortly.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
Do you
Sanderson,
still have the echo?
yeah, there's an echo.
There's an echo.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, you're clear now, Sanderson.
All right, awesome.
can you imagine I'm sweating even before the program?
This is gonna be an amazing show. I think we're in the spirit. We picked this topic because today was the press conference was practically our conversation and our topic for tonight. We were in the spirit. We are in the spirit.
Come
And
on.
everyone that is joining in, please share with your friends. Let's make wisdom sexy. I always say, share with your friend, inviting people. Hey, vamazula ngati mvamalavu vantu. Hey, it's always packed. You know. But when it comes to building our country, I don't know what's happening. It worries me. When we are talking Amalav, hey, I have millions of comments in my space. Where every time you're talking about,
It's a mindset.
I get worried. Guys, tell us what city, what country are you in? I want to see your comments there. You are part of our conversation. So today we're talking about the new dawn. Pastor Chris, maybe before we proceed, you could speak so that I could check if your mic is okay.
Is my mic okay?
There's still an echo.
There's still an echo.
Are you? There's still an echo.
Yeah.
I don't know whether are we okay there?
No.
There's echo.
Are you getting some?
We can hear you, but there's an echo.
We still have an echo. Oh, let me see what I can do. So what you are going to do is you mute me a bit so that I find the better gadget I can use to get good
But it
sound
looked like
for myself.
it sounded. It's okay. It sounded like it when you moved a bit further. It sounded like it got better. Anyway, we'll keep trying. Hey, Miss Chomba, how are you doing? Good to have you. Welcome.
I'm good, thank you. Hey,
Chomba, good to
Sanderson.
see you. I'm good. How are you doing? It's good to see you too.
Yeah, it's been a very busy day as well for me. Just
Wow.
like you. Yeah.
Wow.
Everybody is busy.
Yeah.
Everybody's running.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
It
Sometimes.
is. It is.
By the way, I
Balance
actually
is
didn't even
important.
sit I didn't even sit to listen to everything. Bali was the speech because I was on the move. I stopped a bit in game stores. I was watching on 15 TVs, and everybody was out there. So I was seeing, so it was just a busy day. But I mean, it's been an amazing conversation. So today we're looking at. So last week we started a series called the New Dawn Mindset. And I think last week's session and conversation was more to talk about what mindset is about, and some of the things that we shared in our conversation. We looked at the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. So the growth mindset says failure is an opportunity to grow. I can learn to do anything I want. Challenges help me to grow. My effort
Right.
and attitude determine my abilities. Feedback is constructive. I'm
Mm.
inspired by the success of others. I like to
Right.
try new things. And then the fixed mindset says failure is the limit of my abilities. I'm either good at it or I'm not. My abilities are unchanging. I don't like to be challenged. I can either do it or I can't. My
Mm.
potential is predetermined. When I'm frustrated, I give up. Feedback and criticisms are personal. I stick to what I know. So we basically we're just looking at what does mindset look like, because it's, as we talk about the new dawn mindset, we need to understand what mindset is and what mindset is all about. So we took time just to break it down. So this is going to be a series maybe for the next 4 weeks, just to look at the new dawn mindset. And as God would have it, our conversation today is connecting with the president's speech, which,
Right.
if you ask me, was practically about leadership.
Mm.
It was a masterclass in leadership. But for me, to be very honest, I will tell you, I have so many triggers, because my trauma from the previous government is so serious.
It's so real.
Like the like my trauma is unbelievable, and this man is not even making it easy to heal, because he keeps touching the wounds. As I was driving home, I kept asking myself and says, what happened? Wait, how did we get
How
here?
do we get here? Yeah.
How did
Right.
we get to be in such an abusive relationship with our leaders and our government?
Mm.
What went wrong? What happened? Because, and I wrote a status that I didn't post. I said, when you move from a toxic relationship to a healthy relationship, you will need to get used, because even what is healthy will seem and feel like it's a strange
Right.
thing.
Right.
That's a thing.
Absolutely.
That's what it looks like when you're moving from a toxic relationship to a healthy relationship. You will need time to settle into a healthy relationship, because you've been
That's right.
used, to brokenness, to
Yeah.
toxicity. That's been
Yeah.
what has been running in your system. So just getting to a place where we could have a breath of fresh air, we could have a president, who is able to articulate, a president. It's funny, like a lot has been going through my mind. I kept saying to myself and says, was our ex-president really, like, did he talk? Did he, like now you are, and those are just my thoughts. I'm just, namasuka, like what was wrong? What really happened? And I think this is also a challenge to us as we lead people, that your greatest competition is yourself. You
That's
have to
right.
set it so high, so that as you're leading people, there's gonna be people looking back and say, wow, what an amazing leader we've had. You cannot afford to be average. And this is not throwing shade. It's also a challenge to all of us. Can you imagine a president who says, set your heart if you're thinking of getting a political and government job? Because and when I heard, I said, this sounds like steady, like, like, check out, set your heart if you're gonna lead. So I mean, before we go into the meat of a conversation, Ms. Chomba, what was your take, from today's, I know we're talking about leadership, but let's talk about the press conference, because it's about leadership.
That's right.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
I must say I did not listen to the entire press briefing, but to the bits that I listened to, I think I was very, very challenged and very happy once again to hear the president assure the nation concerning the issue of cadres. I think many people were beginning to think that perhaps the UPND government is going back on us on that promise, but he reassured the nation that they will keep their word, you know, on the issue of cadres, and they will not take over the markets. I'm paraphrasing that. And then also he talked about trying to decentralize a number of services to different provinces. He talked about that the voters are out there. They are all not based in Lusaka. So for me, that was a very good thing. We've been crying for decentralization for a long time. I always talk about how I don't see the sense that everything should be in Lusaka. Of course, I live in Lusaka and it's comfortable for me if I want to go to any headquarters. I think, Sanderson, we talked about it the last time when we met. Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, it's comfortable for those of us who are in Lusaka, but look, we have to think about the entire nation, the other people in other provinces. Yeah. For them to always travel to Lusaka whenever they need a license, whenever they need to do something, that requires permission from the headquarters. I think that is good that we can get to decentralize, and also if those officers can be given the power and the mandate to make decisions, to make decisions and not wait for Lusaka to make the decisions. So I was very, very happy with his address, and he said a lot of things, but I'll give chance to the others to also say something.
All right, bro, Sanderson, your take.
Yeah, I think I had an opportunity to listen, not to entirely. So before getting on the show, I was trying to actually finish up on where I'd left. I think it's like what you said. I think it's like coming from an abusive relationship and getting into a good relationship. You know, I think what comes to mind is, I mean, how long is this going to last? This is too good to be true. And you kind of have that feeling like, I think someone's just gonna so you get anxious to say something's gonna go wrong. But I think we need to be able to, and I appreciate the subject matter that relates to a mindset. We have to adjust and get used to. This is a new normal that we're getting into, something that previously was really like what you said. How did we even get there? But I think for me, it was just fresh air, to be honest, to be able to just hear him be able to address and kind of put Zambia first, because I think for too long we have had in our own country where, and really all of us, I think, are coming from a practical place. And that's what I love about this platform, is that we're not sitting here and talking about things that, we just hear. It's things that we have lived. It's experiences that we've had in our various fields of business and ventures, where, it's kind of Zambians really being kicked at the back end. But to be able to hear him say, look, if it's licenses for timber, we're not giving the foreigners right now. We're going to give priority to the Zambians. Whether it's mining licenses, we are giving preference to Zambians that can be able to get equity, can be able to get partnership. So it was something that involved a lot of money. You had to oil someone to be able to get an investor, to be able to get licenses and things like that. But I think that the clarity of saying, look, let's put Zambia is very welcome, because for too long we have suffered at the hands of fellow Zambians that seem to have been more Zambian than us. But this is a new dawn. So I really appreciate his openness and really holding him accountable. And the aspect of accountability as well, for me, it is really big. So I really love that, to say, hey, you got to really think twice. Okay, so you don't want to get on the wrong side of the law, because it doesn't matter if I know you or not. I mean, the law is going to get you. I appreciate that, because we have to have accountability on every level. So it was a good speech, really.
Awesome. Pastor Chris. We can't hear you. We can't hear you, sir.
We can't hear you. Well, he can't hear us. So I just have to signal. Are you able to unmute him?
I'm having a problem with I'm having a problem with my sound, I think.
We
But I
kind
will
of can hear
try.
you right now.
I think it
Now you
sounds
can
better
hear me.
now.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's great.
Now it's
Okay.
great. Now it's great.
Now it's great. Okay.
Yes.
All right. No, we thank God. Now, concerning the press conference, I didn't have time to just go through and hear, but I've heard a lot of comment that have come, and there are positive comments that have come. And if you are hearing positive comments like that are coming out, especially even here on this platform, you can hear that there are positive comments that have come, and it has brought a sense of belonging to the people. Then, with the topic that we have today, I think this is very important, because the leadership that the people are under will determine what will happen to the people themselves. What will determine their growth, what will determine their progress, is the leadership that they are under. So if we are agreeing that from the speeches that we are getting, it sounds like we are going into a right direction. So what we should say is that if Africa's problem has always been leadership, and we seem to have the test of a good leader in place, then it's a new dawn indeed. And it's a new direction indeed. Now it comes to the issue of mindset. On which level? Is it the mindset on the level of the people, or the mindset on the level of the leaders themselves? If it is on the aspect of the leaders themselves, then we need to address this in two areas. We need to address the leadership that is in place, to say this is the kind of mindset that we want to see. If the president is setting the tune of a correct mindset that is bringing on the table, then the people also should begin to make adjustment to ensure that we align ourselves with the new leadership system that has come in place. I remember and I recall very well that Steady, you brought two types of mindset. We have the growth mindset and we have the fixed mindset. We have the mindset that is, these are two mindsets that we have in the world today. Wherever you belong, either you are having a growth mindset or you are just having a fixed mindset. Even when things have changed, your mindset has refused to change. You still see things in a different way. And there are people that have just come not to accept whatsoever that is happening. They still have the same mentality. Now, this is where we have a serious challenge. So our talk right now should be based on, number one, the leadership that we are expecting, what type of mindset that we desire to see. Number two, the type of mindset that we, the people of Zambia, because whether you like it or not, I was hearing Professor Patrick Lumumba, who was saying, I watched the president when he was giving a speech. So it simply means that Zambia has become a center where people would see. And I think these are the things that are coming up. And this platform is setting the tune, not only setting the tune, but accepting the tune and trying to spread this tune to the minds of people, because media is one of the way of transforming the information or transferring the information to the right people, because everyone right now is seated down and is listening. Just like the way we are assessing the speech of the president, there are people that are assessing us. And in assessing us, they are getting things that can help them to live in Zambia, to work in Zambia, and to develop in Zambia, to help the leadership that is there. So that's the tune that needs to be set for now. That's my direction, coach.
Awesome. So I'm just going to read out quickly, and I know, and I know we may need to do part 2 of this conversation on leadership.
Right.
But I think there's a lot of things to cover. I'll read out just a few. Just some of those conversations. I'm just trying to pick. One of the statements he made is that we went out to the US to bring benefits to Zambia with a lean delegation. So that was one of the things that he spoke about, and he gave an account of taxpayers' money, how much money was spent. Practically, holding himself accountable, which is practically leadership. So his delegation was lean. We traveled commercial to send a message of prudence. We lead from the front, not from the back. This man is taking our jobs. This man is, this man is taking our jobs as coaches, as transformational speakers, as pastors. This man is going ahead and taking our jobs. President Bali, it's unfair. Please stay and be the president, because we travel commercial to send a message of prudence. We lead from the front, not from the back.
Yeah. I think those are positive. Those are.
That's right.
And that's what the leader is all about: is to offer vision, is to offer direction, is to tell you where he is going. He's not guessing. I think, to me, that is the tune that he set to say, this is the direction that we are going. It's progressive direction. It's thinking towards the future. And we have said that there are 2 types of mindset. There is the fixed mindset, which has refused to grow, and there is the growth mindset. Now, the growth mindset receives problems and finds solutions in the midst of the problem. It's a mindset that does not dwell on the negative. It dwells on the positive by providing solution to the existing problems that are there. So we are seeing a different mindset. And the time that we accept that we totally have a total change of leadership, and we need to approach it in that way. Now, my mindset, coach, is totally on the different frequency. And my mindset is this. I know that right now we are just coming from elections and other things. And even in addressing system, there is that address that is coming out where people will say, okay, to the 2.8 and also to the 1.8. In other words, they are trying to say to those that voted this direction and to those that voted this direction. And there is a sense of loss. There is a sense of, I have lost. There is a sense of, we should have been there. There is a sense now. I think we need to come to ourselves that you didn't want to develop a different nation. What you wanted to develop is a Zambia. And you didn't have, you don't have to develop any kind of mindset to say we should have been there. Let's ensure that if your heart was to build Zambia, regardless of who is heading right now, he may have a totally different name of a political party that he belongs to, but we still remain Zambians, and we still have to remain united, and we still have to think solutions and not problem. And we still do not have to compare the things that are, our comparison should be based on, these are the results that are coming. These are the results that are being produced. And remember, the world system is watching, and they are watching and say, what are Zambians going to do? Not what is this, not what is this party. The parties, we can't run away from them. They are there and they will be there. But the issue is Zambia will be here, and it needs to be developed with the right kind of mindset. And what we are dealing with here is a mindset. And what brought Zambia into crisis, we are saying it was leadership. And now the leadership is in place. What are we going to do to help the leadership that is in place so that we move forward and we see progress in the nation of Zambia? There are children that are coming. Are they going to find better roads? Are they going to find better schools? Are they going to find better health facilities? Are they going to find opportunities to strive and to exhibit their potentials and their leaders? The leader whom you are under will determine the potentials that are going to be released at that particular time. So what are we going to see in this new dawn and in this new mindset that is coming on the platform?
Great. Beautiful. Another one comment says jobs are coming. There are no jobs that will come from a rock.
As when you cross there, the shadows are.
Jobs are coming. There are no jobs that will come from a rock. Why are you fighting with the children? Jobs are coming. There are no jobs that will come from a rock. Like milk from a cow, we need to feed it first to get the milk. We need to turn around the economy first. And I think this is also another thing that, and then Sanderson, also you could just pick on this conversation. I think what you see for me in this conversation is leadership. One of the reasons I like Julius Malema is that in as much as opposition, he's been very radical about his statements. And one of the things I'm sensing from the president is also such a firm position, because we have these mindsets that Bali should just begin to give us jobs. Look at each one of us. All of us showed up on this platform from our busy schedules, from our busy meetings, that we could hardly watch Bali's speech to the fullest because we were working and we were busy doing something. But there's a lot of Zambians that are out there that are taking it personal. They have so much hype expectations that Bali is going to give them jobs in a twinkling of an eye. You know, just now, you're going to get the jobs that you need. And I think that's a mindset we need to change. You can't sit back. Whatever Bali has, you know, for us as Zambians will find us whilst we are on the move. And that's why I'm in agreement with his statement that he made about jobs. Look, we have to, you know, like milk from a cow, we need to feed it first to get the milk. You know, it's not just going to happen. We got to feed it out. You know, I found this very impressive as well. Send us on your take.
Yeah, I think that was very interesting. Sorry, guys, I seem to have an internet glitch, but can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, you all are frozen, including myself. Nonetheless, you know, so that was very interesting because, again, it's a mix, and that's why, you know, what I hope to happen is that there could be really a level up in terms of how we relate with the current mindset that is there, because two things can happen. There's good leadership that is happening and a great mindset that is there, and you find that most people have a different mindset. For instance, like how you've put it, there's a growth mindset and there's a mindset that's already set. All right, already there's no balance in there. But looking at how the president has put it in black and white, there's no job that's going to come from a rock. Okay, Bali's going to fix it, like what we've said. It's not resting on him to do it. Do we have, I think for me, do we have the capacity to run with the vision that Bali's put in front of us? He cannot manage the country by himself. Okay, so there's a track record that the president has in terms of, you know, him being able to run the businesses that he runs. So you don't just wake up and run businesses, a network that he has. It just doesn't happen. So it means that there is a lot that he has gone through, and a lot of what he has been able to develop in terms of capacity, in terms of skills, to be able to get to where he's gotten to. So that just didn't happen. Now, also, I don't know his team if they have the same mindset. Because if they don't have the same mindset,
that's a valid one.
And they still have a mindset of, well, probably, I don't know, some of them are ministers and some of them are whatever. If they're jumping on the bed, just because you're a minister does not mean that you know where that position enables you to be able to drive the ministry or drive that sector towards a particular desired direction. No, it's a function, it's not a title. And it's the same thing that happens in the church. So we got titles, and so somebody's reverend, bishop, so and so. Oh, the titles mean nothing if you're not functioning. So it's actually function more than the title. So the title follows you, follows the function. So my question is, and my caution is, the team that he has around him, the ministers that have been put, if they have not shown leadership in their different places where they have been before getting into the various offices, if they've been selfish leaders, if they've been people that have not been able to show good leadership, it's not going to change now that they're in these government positions. So I guess what is critical is, does he have a team that sees the vision that he has? Does he have a team that has the same work ethics that he has? The country is too big for him to be able to manage. He's got to be able to have the right team that abides into his vision and into his way of doing things. So there's been a few statements here and there from different sectors where, these ministers uttered this and then people are upset. And somebody says something and people upset. So there's gotta be harmony. We've gotta be able to see a same vision. Okay. Otherwise, if it's not managed, these are different people that are coming from. It's like a soccer team. You're drawing players from different soccer clubs. And each one is coming with their different culture of the way they do things, and they've always done things. Without that shift in the mindset to say, look, I'm a minister or I'm in this position now. Do I have the capability? Do I see the bigger picture of where this sector needs to go? If that is not there, then we pretty much are going to have a challenge. All right. And so for me, looking at what he has been able to say, it really caused a lot of us and the team that he has to be able to sync. So talking about work, it's not going to come from a rock. If we are not working right now, if we are not doing what we need to be able to do to develop Zambia from wherever we are, it's not going to trickle down the way we see it happen at all. So, and I'm glad that he's been able to put it in black and white. For those that are waiting to say, it just has to fall on me. Well, if it does, do you have the capacity? Do you have what it takes to deliver? Have you built that capacity to deliver? That's the thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow, that's powerful. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read maybe just to also just look at that. Let me read another one that he spoke about that. I know I mentioned it at the beginning. Okay, yeah. So this is one of the statements that he made. He says, if you and I think every conversation that we're putting across is leadership driven. If you want a government job, set your soul, because you may just walk into trouble. So I am helping you. If you think you will build mansions from having a government job, set your soul or you will be in trouble.
That's right.
Man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Man.
That's a warning. That's a warning shot right there.
Man. You don't know how long I've sat and waited to have a leader speak like this. And I think I always said in my comments, if you go back years, I said, I look forward to a day when this country gets a visionary leader.
Right.
Now, to have a leader in a place where people are found with millions of kwachas and they can't even account for them, and thousands of people can't get medical help. You just you're putting up a lab in Livingstone out there.
Yes. The only one.
The only lab
in
out
Southern
there.
Province.
Now you're gonna, when you go Southern Province, you're just gonna change the whole conversation, and it's gonna be very depressing, because it's very frustrating. How do we have Southern Province that there's no proper lab? What happened to us?
Everything has to go to Lusaka. Well, blood works has to go to Lusaka, and half the time it's lost or it's bad and people's lives depend on it. And to be honest, it's some friends that are in the medical field that they've been struggling, and so there's really been not much help that has come through, towards the building of which is going to be a benefit to everyone. There's absolutely no help, but it's something that is critical, So again, yeah, talking about, you look at millions of kwacha and dollars that has been, it's unbelievable.
People are sleeping with millions of kwacha and dollars in their under their bed. And
I don't know
Southern
how
Province
possible
doesn't have
somebody
any.
can do that.
Southern Province doesn't even have a law or anything like that. Pastor Chris, your take on this statement?
Oh, thank you so very much, Coach. The statement that you have just read, it's a crucial statement, and I thank God that it's coming from a leader. Um, I remember the biblical story of one woman who went to beg to Jesus Christ so that she can take her two children to be considered in the leadership of Jesus Christ. Now, so this woman went to beg and say, please, 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 I want you to get these two boys. I want them to be on your team. And Jesus said two important points. He said, number one, are they going to get the cup? Are they going to drink the cup that I'm going to drink? And then number two, are they going to walk through the baptism that I'm going to go? So these are two crucial things, the cup and the
Yeah.
baptism. And then he says, to be on the right side or on the left side, it's not for me to decide. That belongs to God
Yeah.
himself. Now, that distinguishes, it gives us a mark of what kind of leadership do we want? Do we want those leadership that are pushed and say, please take this one? Even though they don't qualify, they can't get the cup, they are not ready to sacrifice, even when they are not ready. Now, this is where we have a leader indeed, a leader who is like the term that I've been hearing most of the time the president speak. He says, we want servant leadership. Now, what does that mean? It simply means that we are leaders that will not use the people, but we are going to raise the people. That's the type of a mindset that is totally different. We are not there to use the people. We are there to raise the people. The second thing that you understand is that, like you have talked of the monies and other things, that means they are leaders that seek for gain. And they are also leaders that do not seek for gain, they seek for contribution. They want to contribute to what they have. You see, these are two mindsets. There is a mindset that wants to gain, and there is a mindset that wants to contribute. And this is totally different. Somebody was saying that, no, they came back and then there was some money that wanted to show, and that money was not used. And somebody was trying to ask, what do we do with this money? We didn't use that money. Take it back to the bank. Take it back to where it belongs. Let's not make use of it. I mean, to some, it is Christmas because they always look and say, when you are going out, it's time to gain. But he's looking and say, how can we abuse the resources and yet there is need where we are coming from? I mean, that is first of all, that is a fatherly mindset. Secondly, that is a display of sacrificial leadership that is on the platform. And to me, that's what we need at this particular time. We need sacrificial leadership. Now, there are leaders that are looking for a crown to wear. They just want to wear something, they want to wear a title, but there are those that are looking for opportunity to serve the people. And right now, as we are talking, there are people that have already gone on the ground. They have already started. Some, they are doing it for recognition, and some, they are doing it because there is a need that they have identified. And I would love if there are people that are hearing in Southern Province, and they are hearing that there is a noble cause that needs to be attended to. I think this is time for them to arise. It doesn't matter how small it is. It does not only have to come from Southern, but it is a national thing that is needed. So I would know that there will be people. I would also understand if there will be people that would say, Pastor Sanders, we didn't know that there is this need. How can we help? I'm sure there are people that are going to arise and see how they are going to help in that, because there are people that are just looking for opportunity to serve. Is this the leadership that is being raised? Is it a leadership that is seeking to raise people, that is seeking to contribute, that is seeking for opportunity to serve, or it's the leadership that is seeking to abuse and use people? It's the leadership that is seeking for what they are going to gain so that they can bank on it and sleep on it? Is it a leadership that is looking for a crown to wear, or it's a leadership that is there for the people? What we are saying is that let's have a servant leadership that is going to look at the needs of the people and create a good environment for the people to maximize their potentials, their abilities, their skills in a fair and clear environment.
That's awesome. Another statement that was made is we want to make it uncomfortable to steal from Zambians.
I love that.
We want to make it uncomfortable to steal from Zambians.
Mm.
It has been too comfortable to steal from Zambians in the last 10 years.
Mm. I love
Your
that
take,
Say
statement.
that statement again, Coach.
It says we want to make it uncomfortable to steal from
Still.
Zambians. It has been too comfortable to steal from Zambians in the last 10 years. So the president is trying to
Wow.
decode and say
Wow.
we need to make it uncomfortable for people to be able to steal. And what it means is, and I think for me, stealing, how I think the last 10 years has looked like when it comes to theft is people that work in government institutions, people that are in political office taking advantage of that. One of the things
Mm.
I kept writing about over the past 2-3 years is don't come and tell me that you've built a beautiful road for me when you got 20% of that deal as an
That's right.
individual. So
Mm.
you put the country, you stole from the country by saying I built a road. The reason you were building the road was not because you wanted to build a road, because you genuinely cared,
Mm.
for your people and for look at what you are doing, Sanderson, in putting up that lab and all of those things. There are no strings attached, there are no motives. But what happened in the last 10 years is people used the tools that they wanted to use to campaign for, that we built a road, we built a hospital, we built a school. But what most Zambians don't understand is that those were activities that most people were stealing from the Zambians.
That's
There were
right.
stories of contractors that were given jobs to be able to build schools, to be able to do, and they didn't even deliver. But somebody still paid them.
Mm-hmm.
So the stealing is not just somebody who writes a check or steals using their office, but also getting these tenders and contracts has been a way that a lot of Zambians have been reaped. So you overprice works so that you
Right.
can get the money. And it looks noble, it looks decent, it looks
Right.
sane, but that's how you are able to steal from your country, because you are able to pick, money using your office. All we're going to do is overprice this work. All we're going to do is, when you get this contract, when you get this tender, you'll give us 20%, you'll give us 30% of this deal, or you give us 50% of this deal. So you are using taxpayers' money, people that put you in office, you are still going out there to be able to steal from them. We want to make it uncomfortable to steal from Zambians. It has been too comfortable to steal from Zambians in the last 10 years.
That's awesome. That statement is wow. I was like, this is awesome, because really, like how you said it for too long. It's like I have a project in my house, and I'm supposed to buy 10 bags of cement, and I go ahead and steal a few bags for myself over price, and then steal a few bags. I'm stealing from me.
Yeah.
Okay, and it doesn't make sense. And really, when we see the level of what had happened, it is unbelievable. And so the statement from the president to say we're going to make it really hard to steal from Zambia, I really appreciate that, because one of the things that I've struggled with, is somebody will steal and they will move them. They'll just transfer them to another province, or they'll just transfer them to another town. And
Yeah.
and that has been happening, and it's okay. So there's no consequences to actions like that. And so it's really been like a culture that has been developed. So it was celebrated in a way. It's like, somebody steals two kwacha, they throw them for 2 years and somebody steals millions like they're out there in the street. But I really welcome that. If we are to see development happen, we have got to be able to protect our resources. And for me, it's not just the political people in government to steal, but I also see something while we are all busy in the cities. I see something out in the villages, out in the rural communities, where foreigners are literally stealing resources. You go to Western Province, you have our friends, Chinese, that are literally finishing timber and they're buying trees for small amounts of money, trees that have taken hundreds of years to grow, because this local person needs to be able to make a quick buck. You know, I've seen minerals I've seen foreign friends come in and illegally mine and take away and plunder and steal resources from Zambian soil, something that as Zambians we cannot be able to do. We have not been able to do. And they do it so comfortably. That's what bugs me. So comfortably, to a place where, if for instance they found gold or they found some sort of precious mineral, they will come in and take away, and they will bury that place with concrete. Okay, that is unbelievable. So it's like, you know, our country is just open like that. But that to me is very welcome, and that should cover everyone, including including foreign friends. And I have nothing against foreigners at all. But for them to be able to believe that culture, and I've seen that, where they feel that they have known Zambians so well that for a Zambian, you just need to give him a little bit of money. That is it. He's gonna be okay, and this guy can get away with anything. That
That's true.
mindset
That's true.
that our foreign friends have come with, that they can be able to literally do anything that they want to do, and not to say, for example, just give him something, it's okay, you can get away with it. I know a few weeks ago I was in one of the rural communities, deep. The things that I found will blow your mind. That the Chinese, no license, no mining license. However that happens, I don't know when it comes to Ministry of Mines, but they have been mining. The villagers don't know what they have been mining, but they had been mining and taking away. And there's two men that I don't know what origin they come from. I think Scott Steady, I was telling you, they imported part of a plane into the country and assembled it at their farm. And the resources that they're getting resources from our own country. Now, to a large extent, I don't blame them. I blame us. And here I had interviews with the people, with the local people there, to say, and all they do is complain. No, you know, this is what they do, and this is what they do. The man has a 4,000 hectare river frontage. He's illegally mining gold and mining copper and mining minerals. And he's managed to get himself a plane, actually not one, two, or assembled at one place. And he is okay, he's happy. And our people are languishing. And I said, look, enough. We can't be able to point fingers at this person. We are to blame. Somebody comes in your home.
So what are all these MPs doing in those spaces and areas?
I don't know what the MPs are doing. Okay, because I asked around in that area, MP has not been there in a while. And again, when we talk about MPs, it is not just because they can get a Land Cruiser at the end of whatever and get amounts of money. They need to be able to know, what are they supposed to do? A lot of these guys, a lot of our friends that get into the and same thing, and I don't want us to make that some mistake. None of the people that are here have been MPs before. Maybe some of them have been there before, but there is a number of them that are new. I don't think any of the people that are ministers or that are in positions right now have been there before. Okay, so that we know. So how do we know that we have the right people in the driver's seat? driving the constituencies, driving the different industries, driving the different sectors in a particular direction, unless there is time where the vision is shared. Not everybody knows. Look at that speech that was given by, I don't know if it was a counselor or whoever it was. I don't know if you saw that. But the
Yeah.
man is reading a speech. He doesn't know how to read. Okay, now you can't pretend to know how to read if you don't know how to read and you're giving a speech.
And how do you translate
Okay.
all those things? So there's a lot. So there's a lot of all these deep things to really cover and deal with. So today today was supposed to be just one conversation and end it, but we're gonna do part two. So we're gonna do part two of leadership before we go, because we're gonna cover family, because it's part of the New Dawn mindset.
Oh, yes.
We don't want people having impregnating the whole city because they are in positions. We want to deal with all of those things, and then we're going to talk about governance. We're going to talk about business as well, because I think that's where all these conversation. But for leadership, we're going to stay here and do part two. We are not in a hurry. We're going to have these conversations. Our sons and daughters will watch these conversations.
That's right.
Because I think these are conversations that we must have. But in winding up, Pastor Chris, there's a lot of these messages to cover. I'm going to read 3 last statements, and you can wind up and then speak on those things, because we only have practically, it's 21 hours. So we're going to wind up. So the first one, it says, this is very powerful. It says, be careful when you elect presidents next time. Be careful. That's what the president said. Be careful when you elect presidents. Next time, be careful. He made an emphasis. And then the second one is, don't fight each other, fight poverty. I will come and sign a certificate for you to fight poverty, not each other. And then the last statement is, and I found this very strange. I don't even know who told Zambians that President HH went to talk about gay rights or anything. I watched that part where he was very clear. Where we have similar values, we'll come and sit and have a conversation and says, yes, these values are similar. But we are Zambians. Where we come from, if values are in conflict with the Western world or America, we'll be able to say that our values here are different. So I don't even know who told the media houses. He actually called them out to say, look, report on facts. We didn't go to negotiate gay rights. Our stance is clear. So those 3 conversations about be careful how you choose your leaders and your presidents next time, and it tells you the man is not here to stay. I'm here to do my assignment. I'm leaving. But what you do after I built the legacy is practically entirely up to you. And then don't fight each other, fight poverty, and then gay rights. And then we're going to close. Pastor Chris, your closing remarks.
All right. Thank you so very much, Coach. I wanted also, before I close, if there is any messages from our audience, our friends, so that we just wrap it together.
I think the only message we didn't have a lot of messages today. I think we only had greetings and all of those things, but this is a message we have.
Okay,
I'm just
great.
putting it on the screen. This is a message we have. I'll put it on the screen. As you answer that,
Okay.
we can take John's.
All right.
John's.
Be careful. Be careful choosing a president, and also don't fight each other, fight poverty, and the issues of gay rights. I think the issues of gay rights has been paramount, and it has been in the minds of the people for quite some time. And people have been thinking about it because of whenever you go out to seek for help, especially from these countries that he has been, there is always feel that there is an attachment that is given to whatsoever resource that is going to come. Any resource that will come with an attachment, and that attachment has to do with moral degradation. So was that part of it? Was that part of the conversation? So first of all, it has been in the minds of people. So him going there, it was like triggering up. It says, okay, I think this is the reason now. But I think the fact that the clarity has been made to say we have values, we are a Christian nation, And if we stand on that, we have something to speak of, even as pastors. And I think that gives us confidence to say that's not the direction that we had gone to. The message, to me, I think this is a father who is talking to his own children. In any house, there are fights. There will be people that will be fighting. If you have grown up in any family, probably you have been fighting with your brothers, with your sisters. But now it's a message to say, stop fighting now. It's time to work now. Let's fight what is fighting us. Let's fight what is blocking us. Let's fight what is stopping us. So it's a message that is sending a tone to everyone, to everywhere, in every institution. Let's work in unity and let's ensure that we walk in love. I think that is what is important. To me, I think we are having a fatherly message that is coming at a proper time. And we need that message at this point in time. That's my direction. And I would love that this message continues to be echoed in every sector so that we continue to see steady as coach. We continue to see my pastor friend as a pastor who we are in the same field fighting the same enemy, which is poverty. When we have such a mentality, it's going to help us even to forge ahead, even to look forward to say we are building a better Zambia. I think to me that is a message that is timely and it has come at the right time. And I'm happy that this was just scratching on the surface, because we'll go into details to talk about the leadership meat of itself so that we learn from it, and also we send a caution out there to say, this is what we want to see. If we don't see it this way, we should begin to raise our flags very high.
Yeah, true. That's true.
Okay, Smee?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I think for me, it was really, again, just, I mean, I was actually anxious waiting for the press conference and the address. And, you know, with the sentiments that the last ones that you just read, you know, for sure the message is it's easy for us to be able to get back and be able to hit back. But we are one nation, we are one people. I think that level of growth and maturity is critical right now, because it's easy to be able to even be stunted in terms of pointing, this one did this one did this wrong. But assessing and looking at where we are, we have a nation that is in crisis, and we have a lot of building. And still, for me, the word that came was the rebuilding of the Temple of Jerusalem. When you look at Nehemiah, and so, you know, he looked at a team that was willing to work, a team that understood the vision. And, you know, so I think that vision, without vision, my people perish. That vision really has to be translated, and everyone has to be able to catch that vision in this nation of where the president is wanting to lead us. And, you know, so it will really, and that's why I think this subject is really important for us to be able to develop that right mindset, because it is so possible for us to be able to miss it. But I'm really thankful to God for, you know, us even just being able to have an opportunity like this to be able to talk and to just share our hearts, because I really believe that we love this nation. This is our home, you know, and we want to be able to see a Zambia, our children, that they will be able to look at all of us and say, wow, you know, we're thankful for our parents, and we thank God for those that have gone before us, for setting a precedent that, you know, that will outlive us. And that to me is my desire. Zambia is beautiful, and there's so much resource in this nation, and I'd like to see this nation thrive and excel and really be everything that we desire for it to be, and it is possible.
Awesome. So I thank you so much. It's been amazing, Pastor Chris. Before we go, there's a question on the screen. Can you see it?
Yeah, this is great, but I would want to submit my question to you. Leadership is just learning theories, practical, because most great world leaders have no education background or PhDs. Okay. I think he asked the question and he tried to answer it a bit in himself. He says, but I want to submit my question to you. Bring it back, coach.
Okay.
Leadership is just learning theories and practical because most great leaders have no education background. Yeah, to some extent would agree with him, but you see, as a leader, you need a bit of knowledge at least. That must come in your own life. You can't just be vague. I think what he's trying to say is we have seen people that have emerged as leaders because they had courage, because they had confidence, and because they had a different attitude, and they brought in a different style and a different mindset in the lives of people. But for you to do that effectively, you need a level of knowledge so that it helps you to deliver very well. Of course, we know that, and I thank God that we are going to talk about it. So be patient with us. We are going to describe what will make a leader to succeed and what will make him to fail. I think all these are going to come on the table. So, Jones, we are with you and we agree with you. And let's see how we can move together to ensure that we bring out quality and excellence in leadership.
Awesome. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Ms. Chomba had to leave early because she had another session that she needed to do, so she had to get off the broadcast. But we value everyone's contributions and adding value to our country. I guess to every Zambian, the standard has been set high. It's either you have a fixed mindset or you have a mindset that is all open to grow and to be able to add value to you. So those are the opportunities that are set before you. You can't send in a government you practically have to pick the side. And then we also need, it means that you notice that the tone of the president has been set high. His leadership is speaking and it's working and it's out there. So it's either you shape up or you ship out. So you're gonna be one of those that is always complaining about what's happening. For me, even when the president leaves, another president comes on. If the standard of leadership and expectation is set high, I'm going to support whoever comes up to lead the country.
Correct.
So I am not loyal to Bali to say Bali wamu ya. No. But the standard has been set. Whoever God raises after Bali, if the tone is for the Zambians and the betterment of our country, I am running with those. I am loyal to this. Good leadership, you can see it. When we see good leadership, we'll speak about it. When the leadership gets ugly, we'll speak about it, because our fight is for the future and the betterment of our country. This is why we need to grow and focus on how we can be able to change the mindset of our people. So to you, ladies and gentlemen that join us tonight, thank you so much. It's been amazing. It's been wonderful. We're looking forward to speaking to you next week. It's going to be amazing. So God bless you. Have a good evening.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.